All right, guys, welcome back to the Golf Podcast. Today we've got Cole and Mason. You guys know them as BustaJack, coming on the show in a few minutes. These guys are coming on the scene hot. They've just blown up on TikTok. I think just in the past about 8 months, they released a YouTube channel. A lot of fun.
Where are they from? They got the southern.
They're definitely country
draw.
boys.
They're
definitely country boys.
Okay.
But we're going to have to find out because I don't know enough about them. All I know is they first came on my radar a couple months ago watching them on TikTok, and I loved their clips. And then I started watching some of their YouTube stuff. Really well done. They do these fun challenges. They've got a challenge now going where they play this 2-man scramble, and they're trying to graduate from each tee box. So they played the reds and with the goal of going 9 under. Mm-hmm. And once they go 9 under, they move back. And now they've I don't want to give away too much. You guys gotta have to watch it, but I can just tell you they're back to the black tees now.
Okay.
Trying to defeat the black tees.
A place we don't belong, but
right. But I tell you what, they do. Both of them are
they're sticks, right? They are,
no doubt, like some of the better golfers we've seen. So I'm excited to see a lot from them in the coming, months. And so I think that they could put together some really great matches against some of the other YouTubers that we know out there. So I'm excited for them. They're kind of their content creation career is really taking off. So we're going to get them on the show. But before we do that, we have to talk about the Open Championship. What Cam Smith did there was simply incredible. And I think there's only one person on earth who is rooting against Cam. Hard, even though it's his boy.
I know.
And that was Zach over here. Because, Zach made the call. It was earlier in the week. I'll tee this thing up for you. And originally, Zach is a big fan of Cam. So it's not that he's rooting against him. I'll tell you why he's rooting against him.
Huge Cam Smith fan.
Huge Cam Smith guy. Back when we were at Brookline for the U.S. Open, he had toyed around with this idea. Now, Zach's got some long locks. He had toyed around with this idea of if Cam won, he would do the mullet, but it just didn't work out in the time. So I asked him, are you still down to do it for the Open Championship? And I'm like, don't worry. You're not going to cut your hair. Like, he's not a favorite to win.
Right.
I'm telling Zach all this. And then I'm like, he's a long shot, Zach. And Zach's like, no, I'll do it. And so we recorded a little video and put it, documenting it and saying, and Zach said, if Cam Smith wins the Open Championship, I'll go full mullet for my guy.
And mustache. Like, we're going the full thing.
Yeah, I'll do the whole thing.
Yeah,
that's just Zach being a champ because he didn't say the mustache the first time.
I know,
but
I got it, and I need to shave anyway.
So wait, so you haven't cut your hair since when?
I think the last haircut I got was the week before Pinehurst.
Was it Pinehurst?
Yeah,
and that was April of 21.
Yeah, about a year and 3 or 4 months.
Yeah, it's almost 15.
And haven't done anything to it. It's
look at this thing.
It's coming out.
If you guys are only listening to the show, make sure you watch on. Look, it already looks like the mullet.
Oh, look at that thing.
Yes,
that is some hair.
So make sure you watch the show on YouTube or Facebook. Because you got to get a visual on this. I think it's going to be one of the better mullets.
It's going to be pretty good.
Oh, I think it's going to be really good. But I mean, I'm definitely sad. I mean,
well, you're lucky.
This thing has been so much work to maintain. I have the thickest, curliest hair.
Yeah.
So it's just. I don't know.
Well, listen,
I've been waiting a year or
Well, what was your game plan with it? What were you gonna do with it? You just
long
wanted
hair.
long hair. Well, you still have long in the. You're still a party in the back, bro.
And listen, you already have a girlfriend and a job, so you don't have to worry about much. You're okay right now. So I mean,
you're locked in on both.
If you were on the dating scene and you're going on job interviews, I'd say forget it. Let's postpone it for a bit. But I think you're okay.
Long story short, so he's going to do it. We're going to figure out how we want to do it because we wanted to just cut his hair, but
he wants it professionally.
No, if I'm going to get a mullet, it's already bad enough that I have to get a mullet, but I'm not going to get the Mike and Frank mullet. I'll be looking
like... Well, listen, think of it like this. You never know. Look what's happened to Cam's career since going mullet. Maybe something huge will happen. You never know. Maybe it's the lucky mullet.
Yeah, but what in my life could that really be? What is the great success going to be after I get a mullet? It's not like I'm going to win the Open.
You're going to win an Emmy or an Oscar for your videography while we're out there on the course. That's what's going to happen.
Okay. Can you do the racing stripes too?
I think I said in the video that I was going to do it.
Those grow back pretty quick. He did that. What do you have? USA or something?
USA. No, he had Australia.
Oh yeah, Australia. I was going to say it wouldn't make sense to have USA.
AUS.
But not for him. But
same letters other way around.
Should I do that but have it say Cam?
There you go.
Now we're talking.
Cam.
Just nice.
Now you're
CAM
becoming the
down
ultimate fanboy, and that would be great.
And then I almost feel like we've got to show up to Delaware for the FedEx Cup with him right there. Like you got to take a picture with Cam.
Yeah, when's that? Because how long am I?
I'm gonna
how
need
long
you
am
to
I
keep
having this
that
mullet
until the President's Cup.
Yeah, that's right.
That's funny.
September, just September.
Well, anyway, make sure you guys subscribe and follow along. You're not going to want to miss Zach's getting his trim, but
I think I'll have it at least through. I think we've been doing some talking, and I think I'll have the mullet at least to the end of Wisconsin, and then I might shave it.
gotta rock the mullet in Wisconsin.
Yeah, I mean, you got a hat on a lot times too. So all you're going to see is like a little shave side under a hat.
Right.
You can hide it, is what I'm trying to say.
You know, I think I'll kind of like that a little bit more because I got these like wispy hairs.
Yeah, I think you're going to look more
aren't the
groomed.
same length as everything else, so it just
Plus,
kind of looks
Wisconsin in August, you're going to feel nice and cool, at least on the sides.
Oh,
You're
on
going to
the
be fine.
straights with the wind blowing off
Oh,
Lake Michigan.
the wind through
Oh,
that
yeah,
mullet?
is it right?
Yes. Get that slow-mo ready on the camera.
I can't wait.
The wind through the mullet.
That's going to be good.
Anyway, we got to talk regardless about what Cam did because it was absolutely incredible. And I think the one thing you got to say is you can't take anything away from Rory. Everyone's like, they're always saying like, oh, he's just can't get it done. Rory went bogey free, went 2 under on Sunday. It's just that, I don't think that Rory lost it.
I've never been a bigger Rory fan in my
I know
life.
this guy was rooting for Rory hard. He wanted to keep that hair, but
yeah, Rory didn't lose it.
But Cam
just won it. Yeah.
I mean, it's one of the most impressive back nines, and even what he did on 17, we thought that one part where he was going to be in trouble, but he 2-putt from in front of the road hole bunker. It just proof. Like, I mean, all of his game was solid, but his flat stick putting. Oh my God! I would pick him to putt for a pressure putt right now over every golfer in the world. That's how good he is.
That one eagle that he had on what was it Friday? He had that one eagle, and we were all in here, and we're like,
Just in
"Oh, this
shock.
is over."
Yeah.
Like I think when he hit that eagle and he went
That was
like
it.
5 up at the time, we were all like, "Oh, he's got this thing locked out."
Yeah.
Didn't have the greatest Saturday. Didn't light the world on fire, but
No.
Sunday,
But he didn't
man.
need to because he had enough of a head start. And then when he did Sunday, it was just incredible. But even Cameron Young dropping an eagle on 18.
Local boy.
Kept the excitement up. I mean, he went to 19 under there, making it so that, pretty much Cam Smith had to stay hot and finish the putt. But it was absolutely incredible. And this is kind of a callback to earlier in the season. You and I were talking about this, Mike. When Scotty Scheffler had won, he won the Masters, obviously. He won the WGC event. He won Bay Hill, right?
Did he win Bay Hill?
I think he won Bay Hill. Let me look because Scotty was on a tear.
How many did Scotty win this year?
So look at this. Scotty Scheffler, yeah. So Scotty won the Masters, the WGC Dell Match Play, and the Arnold Palmer Invitational.
Okay,
went
so that's
to world number 1.
One major, a WGC, and another event.
And we were saying, at that time, we said, is he the lock for player of the year? And I remember at that time, we said the only other one, because it was right around the players, when Cam won the players, we said, if Cam wins a major, then the discussion's got to be with the two of them. So now you look at Cam Smith.
He has what? Players, the Century, and
the Century,
the Open?
the Players, and the Open Championship now. So he's got
it's gonna
effectively
be
the
tough.
5th major, and he's got a major. So they both have one major, and they both have one big event one, plus another event one.
Wait, who won the Wampo?
Scotty Scheffler, I thought.
Yeah, didn't
I
he
thought
win
that
the-
was Scotty Scheffler's first win of the year.
I
It
thought.
might be, because this only shows me the 3.
Go to his performance. I don't know. Is there like where you can actually see all the events on the calendar? Because I think he's got 4 wins to Cam's 3, but Cam has the Players and now the Open, which is a little more. Which puts it really close. If he didn't win the Waste Management, then I think Cam is definitely in the lead.
Yeah, he won the Wampo too.
Okay, so Scotty's got 4 wins under his belt this year to Cam's 3.
Yep.
But Cam's got the Players and the Open.
But even Scotty, he doesn't stop. The guy had a T2 at the U.S. Open.
Yeah.
He has
So-
Yeah,
second
that's the
place
thing.
Charles
He's been in
Then you gotta-
every single tournament that he's played in since the Wampo.
So what is his top
legitimately-
10s?
He came in second at the Hero World Challenge. I'm just looking at all his top one. You know what I mean? But top 10s wise, the Genesis tied for 7th. He's got a couple T15s and up. Travelers T13s.
It's going to be a tough pick.
It's going to be tough.
Plus, there's plenty of golf left.
Now
Wasn't Cam Smith my
I think
player
he was
of the year?
He was your Player of the Year pick.
See, you're all in on Cam Smith.
What's going to be pretty sick though is seeing President's Cup Scotty versus Cam if it comes down to it.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
the pairing or something.
And if Cam's, I mean, putter stays hot like this, it's anybody's FedEx Cup because they're number 1 and number 2 in the FedEx Cup rankings now.
Yep.
So I think that's what it's going to come down to. Like, if one of them wins the FedEx Cup, I think they lock in Player of the Year. If one of the two of them wins,
the voting's not over by then, right? I think it's still live.
I think so.
I think
it goes through through the end of the. It doesn't go. Into
you know how like in some sports,
round.
like once playoffs don't count, it's like what did
right,
you do? Yeah.
Right. No, they keep going. But you guys weigh in and let us know in the comments who you think is going to come out on top for Player of the Year this year. But for us as fans, I mean, it's hard to beat when you have a couple of guys who are just having career seasons.
Yeah.
Career seasons. Put him in the, you could put Xander.
He doesn't have any majors, but if the guy wins 5-6 times on a calendar season.
Don't we still have the PGA?
No, that was Southern Hills.
Oh,
right.
So we just did the last major
season is over. For the next big thing is.
I mean, Xander's way out of the conversation, but still, I mean, there's still guys out there who've had electric seasons.
There is. There's
Yeah.
plenty of guys, and Xander,
JT had a major.
It was a good season, and we still have the playoffs coming up.
Yep.
It was just like one of the most nerve-wracking weekends of my life, though.
Oh,
I have to say that. Like, I got to be honest, I didn't watch any golf this weekend because I was just too nervous watching Camp Smith. I had the notifications on my phone, and on Sunday, it was just like, birdie, birdie,
Yes.
birdie, 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 birdie. I'm like, this guy is on fire, and he's going to win. And
Yes.
Well, I think it was Friday.
no
Cam
hair.
had that one bad hole. Remember when he got stuck in the brush and he didn't take the unplayable, and I think he ended up either like a double bogey or something like that. I thought between that and Saturday,
But he was still 4 up at that point on Friday.
right? But then Saturday, he came into that round. What? How many down to Rory? 3,
2 down.
2 down to
He
Rory,
was 2 back, I'm pretty sure.
something like that. And like I said, Rory really he played well. He didn't do anything wrong. It's just when you got a guy like Cam that hot and pouring on birdies.
I feel like you got to slam the door when you have the lead going into Sunday. You got to like I don't know. You got.
But something happened in the Cam group. I mean, those guys came in 64 and 65,
Cam
or
didn't-
63, 64, something like that. They both played out of their minds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's incredible golf.
One thing I will say, I was not expecting a winning score of 20 under at the old course.
That's really funny. In the reel that we made,
Yeah, we said
like
7, right?
how many
7.
under par? You said 7.
I said 7, but
20.
it shows you how contingent it is on the weather there. Like, you could get a really bad weather day at any moment over, at the old course, and then all of a sudden, nobody's posting scores
Links
like
golf
that.
with heavy wind. could
But
be a
didn't they
nightmare.
have decent wins at some point throughout the weekend, or was it just
Early on, I
calm?
believe.
What they had was early. They had everything was so fast and firm. Then they got a little bit of that overnight rain the one day, and it kind of slowed everything down. And then the guys
That
started
made it
going
easy.
pin
Yeah.
hunting. But still, it just shows you the how transferable these guys' games are and how good they are. You have guys who are like they're not playing a lot of links golf, and there is those challenges. The even the greens, like the huge, massive greens and like the undulations, but it's just there's so many guys played so well.
they definitely
It's what
did.
you want to see in a major.
That's what you want, man.
That's what
It
we
was
want.
fun.
All right, but anyway, let's do a quick ad break here, do a word from the sponsors, and then I want to bring the guys from BustaJack on the show. This is going to be a fun interview, so I'm excited to get to them. So let's do a quick word from our sponsor. We'll get right back to it.
All right, this episode of the Golf Podcast is brought to you by Gosling's Rum. They are the creator of the Dark and Stormy cocktail, which is the official cocktail of the 19th hole. It's the ginger beer, the rum, lime, some ice in a glass. It's the easiest drink to make. It's super delicious. We love it. We made it on the show with Malcolm Gosling Jr.
We did.
I've continued to carry it on throughout the summer as my backyard drink. I'm digging it. You can get the pre-made cans, which Zach's going to send over here right now. This is like the most convenient way right here. You just buy these cans.
Easier than this.
I know. There's 4. Those are the 4-pack.
Yep.
They're small little tall boys, and they go down smooth. They're so good. You can throw them in the cooler, bring them to the beach, bring them wherever you want. Now you can receive $15 off your order where you could buy the alcohol online. They will ship to your door. use the promo code Golficity, GOLFICITY. That offer is valid all the way through to August 31st. So 21 or older, please drink responsibly. Go to darkandstormy.com and check it out for yourself.
Absolutely. Let's take a quick second, of course, to talk about the Vokey SM9 wedges, which you and I have had in the bag for a couple of weeks now. We recently got fit for. They are amazing.
Oh, yeah.
I love the way they feel going through the turf and everything like that. And we got to see firsthand, going back, Cam Smith and some of these other guys out there, what they are able to do with that wedge game. It's just when you can rely on your wedges, you can really transform your game. We always call them, the scoring club. So those Vokey design SM9 wedges, their products are superior handcrafted technology, and each one is an instrument of creative control. That's what I love, that ability to get creative. It reminds me the days of like Sevi and stuff like that, watching the Open and seeing these guys be able to get creative out there. And they're created from the most advanced materials. They're engineered to deliver ideal flight and spin with grinds designed to release your best wedge play possible. There are many ways to make a wedge, but there's only one way to make a Vokey. The Titleist Vokey design SM9 wedges, superior handcrafted technology. Find yours today at Vokey.com. Definitely give a look to the website. I'm going to encourage you guys, though, if you get a chance, get fit. There's nothing like when those two come together. Great made wedges and a really good fitting. That's what we did. So go get fit. All right, let's get into our interview now with BustaJack. All right, we're excited to have the boys from BustaJack here with us. Guys, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
We're really excited to have you. And let's first start. Let's just clarify this right away. I want to get an understanding BustaJack, where it comes from, because we got Cole and we got Mason, but we also got Busta and we got Jack. So I'll tell you what, Mason, take us through, kick us off here. Tell us a little bit about where the names came from.
So it's very simple. My last name's Nut, so we'll leave that up to the viewer.
Is that a double T? Is that
It is. We got two T's in there.
Okay.
It's so easy to write. You just cross both of them at the same time. It's so sweet.
Love it.
So we know where Busta came from. How about Jack?
That's where Busta came from. So.
We'll leave that there.
Yeah.
Go moving on to Jack.
So my middle name is Jack, and my dad calls me Jack. That's his name. And as a kid, I was a very short-tempered lad. And one day he just called me Madjack, and that was my gamer tag. It stuck forever. And then we combined our nicknames into BustaJack.
There it is.
There you go. Okay.
Simple enough. So how did you guys originally get together? And how long have you been playing golf together?
A long time.
Yeah.
We actually played high school golf together. We've probably known each other for 13 years now?
Yeah, I think like 13 years. I think we've been playing golf together for like 10.
Wow.
But yeah, we played high school golf, and then he went off and played at Oklahoma Baptist for a couple years for golf, and then transferred to Oklahoma State, where I went. We roomed together for 2 years, and then I came back home, and we both live at home now, like 3 minutes from each other, and we started this.
What year was that? You said about how long ago did you start the BustaJack venture?
We started in November of 2021.
Oh, wow. So you guys are like new to the scene, but, looking at your TikTok, just been booming. So
man.
What do you guys play to?
new.
What's the handy? Because you guys are absolute studs on the golf course, so I'm curious.
Okay, this is my number is inflated in the wrong way.
Uh-oh. Okay.
It's way better than it should be. I'm a plus 6.5 in my gin number right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I'm really I went nuts last summer for like 30 straight rounds, but I'm like plus 3.
Okay.
Plus 3.5. Probably.
Well, now we got to play you now, because this is the best time to play. You got to give us more strokes.
A lot of strokes.
A lot of strokes, yeah.
It
So
depends.
plus
You put me on a tight course. I could shoot 90.
I don't know. That's a stretch. I've been watching you guys play it, and you guys move it around pretty well. Cole, how about yourself? What's your handicap?
I'm about a +2.5 right now, +2.
Okay, so you guys are right there.
Well, and I see when you guys play the matches, you seem like you're pretty evenly matched. When you play against each other. But and I want to talk about some of those series that you've been doing. The graduation series and things like that when you guys are playing as a team. But kind of rewinding and going back to where it started. When I first started seeing you guys, there was a lot of like the indoor stuff you were doing. So and it's funny, like 2021, obviously they were just kind of coming out of like the main part of COVID and stuff like that. But did you guys start indoors? Maybe that was just some of the first content I saw, but I saw a lot you're doing with the Mivo and the simulator. Where'd that start?
The TikTok started indoors. I mean,
Okay.
we kind of started posting it closest to the pin every week on the Mivo Plus.
Yep.
And for some reason, the people on TikTok loved that.
Yeah.
And then obviously it was November into December when we really started posting YouTube content. So like it was freezing outside. So
Right.
even in Texas, I know
Even
it
in
was
Texas.
freezing.
Freezing for you. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. The problem is it gets a little cold and then it gets really windy. So
Right.
like it gets pretty cold, but we posted a lot of simulator content in the winter. And then, but we tried to do as much on-course content as well, but we have our like biggest presence on TikTok right now. So most people know us for our closest to the pin and like
Right.
simulator stuff inside. So yeah, we started.
Which,
doing
by
that.
the way, makes me hold my breath every time with that net hitting with the truck behind it. I'm like, no way I trust my game for that.
Yep.
But you guys managed to pull it off. But so was TikTok where you guys first started making content? Like, where was obviously there's always like you enjoy the game, you're out there playing together, but where's the decision to start recording and creating content around it begin?
Well, I think it was from the very beginning we wanted to do YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
That was our end all be all. And we knew that TikTok we really use that as a platform to grow quickly because it is, I wouldn't say easy, but it's way easier to grow on that platform. You just post as much as you can and something bounds to blow up.
Mhm.
And I think that's what we really use TikTok for. Obviously, we do some exclusive TikTok content, and we want to keep our presence there. But it was definitely all in mind for YouTube from the very beginning because that's, where the biggest audience is at and, where the most money's at. And I think YouTube is going to be around forever. And I think that's where it's really important to gain your audience there if you want to do this, full time.
Right.
Yeah. And you guys do quite an incredible production out there. I mean, you guys, it's very professional the way you do it. You guys move very seamlessly. Like one of the biggest questions we get asked of people is like, how do you manage to play golf and film at the same time? Because we know a lot of people who've tried it, and it's very difficult to do both of those together. You guys do it really well. You've even got the mics, the lav mics mic'd up and stuff like that. So do you either of you have a background in content creation, filming, or where does that come from?
Yeah, I actually in high school I did video production all throughout all 4 years of my high school, and I was very fortunate to go to a high school that had a really good, like film broadcast production, program, and that's where I learned all of my like editing and like cinematography and just all my knowledge and cameras and editing and all that stuff. I actually was deciding between film school and business school, and I chose business school. And then I did that, and I had a lot of fun. But after a few years, I was like, I miss creating content so much because that's like all I did. And then I started my own TikTok a year ago, and that did really well. And then me and Mason play golf together every day anyway.
Mhm.
So we're like, we have a small little platform that maybe can boost our, together channel. And that's where we started. So I definitely got jumped right back into it, and that's kind of where my beginning was and how I can edit everything and know all about the camera stuff.
Gotcha.
Sorry, I was going to say, did anyone influence you, other creators leading into this venture, that you were like, we love these guys, we want to be like these guys or girls, and people that you kind of replicate? Because we all as creators try to pick some of the people we watch regularly and try to replicate a couple things they do because we're into them.
Yeah.
Let me know. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously, we love what Good does. You know,
Yep.
they're like, they do great stuff. And Brian Bros. I mean, like, Brian Bros is like the first people I ever watched on YouTube playing golf. Like when they were on Big Break, I remember that, and I was like, that's so cool. Like, that would be so much fun. But like, everything I've learned about film and editing and stuff, which I can't edit, but has been in the last 8 months. It's all Madjack's taught me everything. So like, I never had this like big dream to like just play golf on camera or whatever, but it happened, and now it's my full-time job, and I love it. But like, Good's obviously the pinnacle, you know, like,
yeah, for sure. They've blazed new trails. I think they've brought a lot of people into the game with what they've been doing. I saw in one of your videos, I saw someone made a funny comment. They said that you guys were the country good. I got a good laugh out of that. But I tell you what, like, those guys do incredible work. I would always say, being talked about in the same breath with them in that way, especially as an upcoming content creator, and especially if it's somebody that you guys list as an influence, it's got to feel good. But I think there's a lot that sets you guys apart too. But I think, you know, Jack, what you were saying kind of hits the nail on the head, is that you guys enjoy it, because I think that that's where the content, it really, people start to attach to it and it feels more organic, is when you enjoy doing it. Because there's a lot of people that I've seen that are very good golfers, and they try to film for that reason. But if you don't enjoy creating the content, it kind of shows through. You guys, I think a big appeal, at least for me watching it, is that you could just tell you guys are out there having a good time. And, you know, it's fun to watch when you know, I love that what you guys do in the cart, and just like the banter back and forth, and you couple that with some great golf shots, and I think you've got a recipe for some really good stuff there. But of course, there's always the desire. I mean, it's entertainment at the end of the day. You're entertaining your viewers, so getting creative is part of it. So I want to talk about some of the different things and the challenges you guys did, especially take us through this new thing with the graduation series. Like, how'd you came up with that, and what that's all about?
We were like trying to just come up with ideas early on. We were just like spitballing, you know, and I'm like, let's like film a perfect round of golf from the Reds, you know, like let's birdie every hole and eagle every par 5. And if we can like eagle a par 4, obviously let's try and do better than that. And then like in the cart halfway down the hole, I was like, let's graduate. Like, let's graduate to the white tees if we shoot 9 under, and then to the blue tees if we shoot 9 under there, then to the tips if we shoot 9 under there. And Reds was easy. Whites, like, we hit it the first time, but it was like very close. Like, we had to hole out one chip, and Madjack made a bomb on the last hole to do it. And then the blues was really tough, and then the tips is really tough. But yeah, the graduation series, it just like, we came up with it like while we were filming the red tees video.
Oh,
like halfway down the first hole.
That was actually still with an iPhone. That red tees graduation, we filmed on an iPhone.
Really?
Because we didn't have our camera set up yet.
Yeah, I think white tees ended up being on the camera. We had like, I think it came in right after that we filmed that video. But yeah, like our first like 10 or 12 YouTube videos was on an iPhone.
That's incredible. And
but Madjack was insistent on having mics. So
you were one of the few out there brave enough to do it. You guys are one of the few out there brave enough to do those lav mics, and I commend you, because I would be so nervous the whole time, especially because you guys amazingly film it all yourself, you know, and we know that challenge with that. So because you're trying to focus on your game, but you're thinking like, hey, is my mic connected? Is it picking up my audio? But the benefit of it is that, like I said, you guys' production value is terrific, and just to have that great sound all the way through. I mean, unless you've got a little bit of a background in video, you don't know how important that sound really is. So that was just for you, Madjack. That was just something that had to happen.
It was something that had to happen because, I mean, obviously I was watching all these other, golf videos like Good and I mean, Foreplay does it really well though, the Loft mics. But I think I noticed that like it wasn't. I'm not saying that it's not natural, but for us, we're literally rolling the mics the entire time. Like it's a 2-hour long audio file. And that's the most important thing for our type of vision that we want is we want it to be all natural and there's like no like forced, like talking. Like we just set up the camera, don't have to worry about anything. We just click record and we just be ourselves and play some golf. And I think that's the most important thing for us. And I mean, like I said, we've been friends for 12 years. That's just how we talk when the camera's on or the camera's off. And that's just how we conversate with each other. And I think that's, one of the biggest aspects that I really wanted to incorporate. I didn't see many people doing was the lav mics. I think it's really worked perfectly. But going back to what you said was, obviously, I get very nervous whenever we film, especially a big, like we filmed with Micah last week, and I could not hit the ball because I was focused on making sure everything was working properly. Because if it doesn't work, the video's scrapped, So I did not play good at all, but I got everything correct.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things you lose sleep at night over. But because, like you said, you mentioned Foreplay, they do a terrific job too. But they've also got a 3 or 4 man production team out there with them now. They've got one just dedicated audio guy. So when you're doing it, it's tough when you're doing it yourselves. But I think the payoff is, as you said, it's the product because those unscripted, just casual, being yourself moments, they're the ones that turn out to be the most entertaining, the most relatable. And it is a good feeling when the audience and the community that you build attaches to that, when you can truly be yourself, because it's the most sustainable. It's just you guys, just out there, and you don't have to come up with, why funny jokes and stuff like that. You're just being yourself out there. So you mentioned the collaboration with Micah. What else do you guys have going forward? Any big collabs that we can look to see from you guys? Any new ideas? Travel? What's heading in front of you?
We have a lot. Go ahead.
We got a lot. I mean, we find out more this week, but we want to go to Whistling Straits, obviously.
We can talk about that in a second for sure.
So we have a cool opportunity we don't know if we're going to get to do yet with possibly some stuff in Tennessee and Georgia, and then we're obviously going to go back to Scottsdale every year, maybe twice a year. I mean, and then we're playing in the PGA memes.
The one in LA?
The one in LA in August.
Okay. Yep.
So we'll be there with
before
with
that,
T-Box.
We're actually playing with Daltouche at Austin Country Club in the beginning of August. So we're really excited about that one.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you guys got a lot of exciting stuff. So it makes me wonder the question, are you both doing this full time now? Because it sounds like a lot of travel, a lot to do coming up.
We are.
I have been released from the shackles of corporate America.
That's what we wanted to hear right there.
I quit my job I guess a month ago.
So that means the sponsorship money must be coming in. I mean, you guys are so fresh and new out of the gate. Kudos to you guys to get a trickle of some money coming in this early. That's great.
I took a little bit of a leap. We're working on the sponsorship part of it.
Well, that's why we both live at home right now.
Makes sense.
I was saying now's the time to do it in a way. Yeah.
And I mean, I have no shame. I mean, I'm saving $1,000, $1,500 a month.
Yeah.
But I mean, especially because we live, right by each other, it was a no-brainer to live at home while we're starting and save some money.
Yeah, no doubt about it. But so going back to that, Busta, with the that leap of faith, what did it feel like? I mean, there has to be at least a mix of a little bit of of course the excitement, but a little bit of nerves, leaving a traditional job for something like this. I mean, did you guys think that it would be here at this point where you'd be able to do something like that?
No, I thought it'd be like end of 2022 before I got the opportunity to like even think about that. But I have no nerves at all. None whatsoever. Every day Saturday. Wake up.
I'm guessing you have no children.
No children.
Yeah, there you go. That's probably why.
No, sir.
Dude, Frank just went full-time Golficity 2 months ago after 10 years of us building this thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we did it a little later in life. He has 2 daughters. I have 2 daughters. So life is already kicked into full gear with all those bills and stuff that come in. So doing it now is smart, getting it off the ground and really just going for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Whether I think if I was in you guys' position, was younger and stuff like that, whether the money was coming in or not, it's so clear that the opportunity for you guys is there. You guys are you're hitting at the right time. You're hitting, you tapped some nerve at just the right way, because let's call it for what it is. There's a lot of people out there trying to make golf content now, especially since COVID, and we're seeing a resurgence in the game. But you guys stand out. You're booming. I think 25,000 YouTube subscribers right now, somewhere in that, and in 8 months. So if there was ever a time to gamble on yourselves, I commend you guys for doing it. Yeah. In our case, it was tough for me because you got kids and a house and all that type of stuff. But I felt a very similar way, that you did, Mason, where you're saying like every day is Saturday. There's some release of just being like doing what you love every day. I mean, the reward in that itself is it's an incredible feeling.
Yeah, it's the rewards more than the monetary value of it. Like our end goal this whole time was that we want to make a living playing golf, and we don't want to have to be great at playing golf to do it. So, like, obviously I grew up wanting to play pro, all of that stuff. I will never be good enough to even touch a professional golf tournament. So the fact that we can go out there, have fun, film our stuff, and make a living off of it, like, that's more than enough for us.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like money's great, but I don't care. I just want to be able to do this for work. Yeah. Like if it pays the bills.
We say that it's better than a professional golfer.
Yeah.
Because you get free stuff and you don't got to be good and you get paid for it.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of the pressure's off. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Right. It is.
I mean, even that first time that you don't have to pay for a tee time, you're like, hey, we're living.
Yep.
Yep.
It's just like, we're doing something right,
Yeah. But that time after that you have to pay for a tee time, you're like,
yep.
Dude, what? Like they haven't watched us?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. Like anytime we're blessed to step on, we filmed Sleepy Hollow the other day. We got Baltus Roll today and Whistling Straits. Every time I step on this course, I look at you and I say, I can't believe we do this.
We get to do this, yeah.
And we get to just come here. We don't even belong here. We're not members here. But through the content we create, we're able to step foot on here. I mean, that seems to be the ultimate reward, and that's what keeps us going. So.
All right, guys, we'll get right back to our interview with BustaJack in a second, but I want to thank this week's sponsor, Footjoy. Footjoy, the #1 shoe in golf, offers more types of shoes for more players than anyone else. Now you can get matched with the #1 shoe, #1 golf shoe for your game at footjoy.com using the Footjoy shoe finder. By answering a few short questions, you can find the shoe that fits your playing style and preference, whether you like to walk or ride, prefer cleated or spikeless. If you need a narrow, a wide, extra wide, Footjoy offers the most styles for the most players that can match you with the shoe that's fit right for you. Plus, Mike, I'll be honest with you, the Footjoy shoe finder, it's fun to use. I love hopping in there, answering a couple of those questions, because it also varies. Sometimes I do like to walk, sometimes I like to ride. So I like to get something that fits each occasion. You know what I mean?
That's true. And I see you dipped in, Zach. You got those Galaxies.
Oh,
those are fresh.
Finally got them. I found them. I was looking for them for a long time.
I love the red bottoms on them, though, but they're pretty sweet, man. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
But hey, like even this, like gearing up, we got a trip to Wisconsin, go Whistling Straits in a few weeks. You know, it's a little bit of a different golf than we're used to. We're going to do a little bit more walking. It's good. You hop on that shoe finder, answer a couple questions, find the right shoe that fits for you.
I'm going to have the coolest shoes in the group.
I doubt it. Wait till you see what I'm pulling out. But go ahead.
I know. We all got a little something to surprise you guys with. And that's what I love about the Footjoy lineup. There's so many great things in there. So find the number one shoe for you with the Footjoy shoe finder. Visit footjoy.com/shoe finder.
And we just want to thank Precision Pro, guys. You've heard us talk about the Precision Pro R1, the NX10, which is their latest rangefinder. It's customizable. You play with style. Super cool. We got some of the changeable plates here, which I'm try to turn this around a little bit. There's a little floral pattern and the margarita glasses, which is cool. We do have a Golficity one coming. It's in the production, I guess we'll call it.
Yeah.
And once we get those, we'll share them with you. But what I love about the NX10 is that it's lightning quick target lock. It has this improved HD optics and a new LCD display. It's very sturdy. You know, it doesn't seem like a flimsy little crappy little rangefinder that you buy on Amazon for like $150. I mean, you're going to pay $279 for this, but it's worth every penny. I love their care package, and this is what you're getting for that money. Free battery replacements, 2-year warranty on the rangefinder. Some of the best customer service in the industry. They got a 90-day return policy, free shipping, and now you can get $20 off, so you can get it for even cheaper with our code Golficity, GOLFICITY, when you check out. So guys, check out the Precision Pro NX10. Swing with confidence, hit more greens. Precision Pro Golf. All right, let's get back to the boys.
You guys are one big thing is you guys are building an incredible community. You can see it in the comments. Like you said, I agree. TikTok can be quote unquote easy. I mean, the reality is it's not easy to get 6-digit followers like, you know, you guys have, but it's the engagement, the comments, like people, like they're in it. They know what you guys are doing and they're very invested in it. And I think one cool thing that you guys have coming up, tell us about the tournament, the invitational that you're doing, because I think that's going to be a great, you know, now you're getting your community, not just you're bringing them offline and in person. And that's what golf is. At the end of the day, golf is a game that's played in person. So tell us about that tournament, like how that got started, what's the plans and everything like that.
We are ecstatic about it. We cannot wait. It was really just, hey, you want to do a tournament? Sure, let's do it. That was really all it was. And we're obviously having it at Gentle Creek, our place we've been forever. And we're super excited. We wanted to really, the biggest complaint about 4-man scrambles is cheating.
Yeah, of course.
And, you know, pencil whipping, that's the biggest thing that everybody hates. So we're like, how can we be different and combat that? So we're going to have live scoring tee markers on every green. So like after they putt out, the live scorer puts in that team's score on an app. So that ensures no cheating. So that's like our biggest, you know, aspect of this tournament and how we want to be different. And obviously there's some other tournaments that do it, the live scoring aspect, but we definitely, especially this one, we invited some creators, some smaller people, and Daltouche is going to be there. And, but we kind of want the first one to be full, you know, like mostly our fans, you know, just to meet as many people as we can, take some pictures with them, have some fun. But I mean, the tournament, we cannot wait for it, and we have a lot to do, but we're very excited. Mason,
so that the format then is going to be a 4-man scramble.
Okay.
Yeah,
4-man.
It's 4-man, and the cheating aspect, like Madjack was saying, like that's the number one complaint. But people will probably listen to this and be like, "Well, how are they going to stop cheating if they only have somebody on the green?" Well, if you got to cheat off the green in a 4-man scramble, you're probably not going to win anyway. So like where the strokes are shaved is like 1 in between the next hole when they write down a 3 instead of a 4 because they feel like they should have made the putt, or they hit the putt 5 or 6 times instead of 4. So we're not selling mulligans. Like the tournament's costing us a lot of money to put on. Like we should sell mulligans.
Right.
But we don't want to. Like, we don't want any of that going on. Like, that was the biggest deal. Like, when I go to a 4-man scramble, I want to win it straight up. I don't want to, like, no string rule, no mulligan, all that stuff. It's just, this is straight up, bring your best 4 and see if you can beat us, basically. I mean, we're not playing for the prizes, but we are playing.
And that's why we want it to be 100% legit, is because we have some crazy prizes already set in stone. And it's just like, if someone comes in at a 51, then everybody's like, really? They get the free driver and the free, like all this stuff.
Yeah.
So we definitely, because if someone does come in with a 51, then we know it's legit. Like, oh, dang, these guys are nuts. You know?
Yeah.
Well, that's the double-edged sword of the great prizes too, is that it can be more of an incentive for some of these guys to get out there and cheat. I agree. I mean, just being able to solve that common problem is so important, because the other thing too is you guys, I would imagine, have aspirations to do more than one tournament. And like, that's the biggest thing that gives some of these tournament series a bad name, is if it gets known for guys cheating and then people say, I'm not going to play in that one. Everybody cheats. But if you can get it right, and it's like, oh, that's a fair, well-run tournament, that can be a big thing. So what are your future plans? Is this something, I know you obviously want to just get through the first one and see how it goes, but in a perfect world, how many of these would you be looking to do?
I mean, at least one a year. Maybe even 2 a year. I think we really want it to be the, kind of like the vibe of, it's a competitive tournament. But like, we still obviously want to have fun. We're going to have free drinks, free food. So you can still have some fun, but we definitely want it to be like, you're on the last hole and you're shaking in your boots, making that birdie putt to win the tournament.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's funny regarding the cheating aspect. When we did the PGA memes back in May, they put 2 foursomes on a hole so that each foursome can kind of keep each other accountable, which we thought was wild.
Yeah.
We ended up still coming in dead last place. Did you?
We did. Yeah. Well,
ours was a shamble though. So like, we actually had to play like golf all the way through.
And that, I commend Travis. Same type of thing, trying his hardest to find some sort of creative way to keep the cheating at bay. In that particular case, the tough part was then you had 8 people on some greens, and it was just a 6-hour round. So there's always
especially
kind of like
shamble.
Yes, exactly.
Shamble with 8 people, like, that's 8 balls. Like, we tried to do 8-some, so 4v4, like, or not 2 groups on one hole at the same time, because it's a scramble. I've played in an 8-some in a scramble, and it worked really well.
Yeah.
And it was for some big money. So, like, there was no cheating, and we couldn't get the golf course to clear it. Even though we've been up there for 13 years, they just wouldn't do it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough.
So, Will, if you're listening, let us do 8, please.
Well, I'm kind of surprised you guys didn't, because you're a 2-man team. Go the direction of, you could do 2, like, what was the thinking of not doing 2 men? Because then you could have 2-man teams and sign each other's scorecards. You guys just wanted to do the 4. What was the thinking there?
I think our idea was we want to collab with somebody for the tournament, and we have a pretty crazy idea. It's not set in stone yet, but we're working on it.
So this might be a super team you guys might be putting together here.
Well,
entertaining team.
Okay.
Yeah, the two videos are going to be absolutely insane if it happens, if we can make it happen. But that was kind of our idea, and we obviously got everybody cleared to film the tournament.
Yeah.
So, like, if you're coming and you're trying to create golf content, or if you want to start there, or if you already have something and want to keep it going there, like, we are encouraging everyone to film it. We want it to be all over the internet. So
that's smart.
That is really cool.
So, like, that's why we did 4, because 2-man, I feel like maybe gets a little too serious.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I think we might move to 2-man in the future if we figure this one out. If we don't like the 4-man, we can obviously change it next year. So
well, that's just what it is. It's not set in stone. You guys can adapt as you go. Yeah.
And we could do, like, maybe 1 4-man and then 1 2-man have 2 tournaments a year, and maybe that's what we can do in the future.
Right.
But yeah, we just really wanted to bring in some crazy collab on our tournament, and we'll see if it happens.
Well, let me ask you guys this.
We got our fingers crossed. Yeah. Whatever it is, we got our fingers crossed for you guys.
Well, on that note, let me ask you this question. Perfect world, like you can just collab with any 2 guys. I'm going to guess it's Garrett and Grant, but the 2 of you going up against any 2 out there, any 2 creators, who would you pick?
Just to play against or to play with?
To play against. Let's say it's BustaJack versus 2 creators. Perfect world. Who are you going with? If you could pick
I
up the
have
phone.
mine. I don't know if it's the same. Mine would be Wesley and Brian.
That's cool. Okay.
Just because they're obviously incredible golfers.
For sure.
And they're, OGs of OG, and that's who we, grew up watching, and that's really who started golf content, really. And obviously Wesley's on tour right now, and
George,
I think they're just
George is trying.
incredible golfers, and I think that would be a really fun match. But obviously, Grant and Garrett, obviously.
Sure.
But yeah, I think that's my top one. I don't know, Mason, if you feel the same way.
Yeah, Garrett and Grant, obviously, like we'd love to play them. They're the the duo that seems to be on top, So
plus, if you read the comments on your guys' content, it seems to be the one that.
Oh my gosh!
I mean, it's what they want to see.
I can't imagine that too far from.
We're ready.
Right?
Yeah,
location wise,
they're 10 minutes down the road.
There you go.
We are ready.
Yeah,
to play them.
It's just a matter of trying to fit into their schedule, right?
Yeah, fit into their schedule. It's up to them.
It's up to sure.
Doors open. We're down to film with anybody. We're down to play with anybody. But for collab purposes, I want to play with Bob and Joey so bad.
Yeah, that would be a fun round.
We met Cold Cuts out in Florida, and great dude. Got to talk to Bob on the phone a little bit. Bob is just so funny,
He's so
sure.
Great.
What's cool with those guys too? It's
cool.
kind of like what you guys were saying. It's just those guys, just the cameras and the mics are on. Like those are the guys. They're like that whether the cameras are on or not.
Yeah.
Just and in that way, it's just it's cool. It's just I don't know. I think you guys that'd be a great matchup. I'd certainly watch it. So I can hope it happens for you guys. But beyond that, so obviously we talked about the tournament and stuff like that. What else do you guys have on the horizon? What do you kind of aspire to? Is it just continuing the primary focus is the YouTube and growing that? I know we didn't even talk about it. You guys got the apparel line too. So what else do we have on like, what are your sights set on?
We want to keep selling hats. We love selling hats. That's like our calling card, I guess. Everybody loves the hat, so we want to keep selling hats. We're working on apparel right now. We got PXG lined up, so I think we're going to be with them for quite a while.
Now, you guys did the full fitting with PXG, too. You guys got to do that whole big experience. How was that?
Oh, it was crazy.
Incredible.
It was, it was,
it was wild.
We got fitted on Saturday and had our clubs on Tuesday morning.
Really?
Like fully built, ready to go.
Before they were even released.
That's nice.
The clubs released on Wednesday, and we got them Tuesday in 3 days. It was wild.
That is cool. Now, were you guys always big PXG fans, or is it something that just, they came to you and it was just like an opportunity to hop on, or how'd that work out? How'd that come to fruition?
Well, actually, what happened, I actually used the Gen 2 irons, but just the irons previously. How it came about was shout out Sam Jagoda. We played with him in Arizona, and he was a part of PXG, and he was like, I noticed you're playing PXGs. Do you want me to, shout out and reach out to him? And we're like, yeah, let's do it. And a week later, they emailed us, got on a phone call the next day. They said, we'll fit you on Saturday, and we got our clubs Tuesday. It was pretty wild.
Well, that'll happen pretty quick.
Uh-huh.
I played PXG Gen 1s way back when, and I loved them. They just got old. And then, we love the clubs. Gen 5 Like
It's
we don't want to sound like salesmen, but like it's actually really, really good.
Right, and what you're saying there is another one of those. I think it's a win-win for everyone. It's a win for the brand. It's a win for the content creator. When you're and again, it's a win for like that authenticity, like you guys were saying. Like you get to just be yourselves. When you end up linking up with the brand that you were using or were gonna be using anyway, it's so natural. And it's just, in that case, to me, it's just a lift for both. Like you're helping them, they're helping you, and nothing's, no one has to, nothing's tongue in cheek, nothing's fake about it. So I think that's another one of those just kind of win-wins all the way around.
For sure. And they've been great. Like, if you need anything, you don't like anything, you need something changed, like don't hesitate to reach out. But like, I don't think either of us have had a single change. I think actually they put a heavier weight in my hybrid. That's the only thing I've asked for.
Really? Ever since the fitting itself, that was the only change you made.
And that's just a nod to Scotty, our fitter.
That call yet?
Yeah. Well, that and the fitting experience itself is just something that's so.
I love it every time we do one. Yeah.
I feel like every time we do it, we learn something, and it's just. I think there's a level of confidence in your game when you start playing clubs that are fit for you, and you've been through that fitting process, and like during that process you see like why it's right for your game, why it works for it. It's a different level. Because I previously, before we started working with Titleist, I had never been fit, always bought off the rack, and it was an eye-opening experience for myself. I mean, was that your first fitting?
It wasn't for me. I know it wasn't for Mason either. I got fit for my previous PXGs, and I mean, the irons obviously are very important to get fit, and driver for sure. But that wasn't my first one, but it was pretty good. I mean, Scotty was a great fitter at PXG Dallas, but I think getting fit is one of the most important things. If you're like an average golfer that wants to take that next step, I think that will absolutely change the game for you. And I can't recommend it enough.
Yeah. And the other question I wanted to ask you guys too, was like with Mivo, how did that come about? Because I know you guys, like we talked about earlier, you guys did a lot of your content to start, just indoor stuff. Some simulator stuff, some like combine stuff, closest to the pin as we were talking about. Another thing just kind of came about naturally. Did you guys, own a Mivo and just start doing it, or were you working with Mivo at the time? How did that kind of collab come together?
I always wanted to build a simulator in the garage, and so before we started, Madjack was actually on his road trip for his personal TikTok. And I bought a Mivo Plus, and like I bought the Mivo Plus, and I bought, I think maybe like the track for the net or whatever. And my dad bought the net and the mat, and we were just like, let's split it. Like it was like my first big purchase from my first job.
Yeah.
I started my job last June. So like that was my first big purchase. And, so I got a simulator in the garage and everything, started using it. And then Madjack got home from his thing. We decided to start this up, and we were just like, let's play close to the pin. Like that's easy, like we can do it in under a minute. Like it can go on every platform.
Yeah.
TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, and let's roll. So yeah, I bought it myself, and now we're partnered with them, which is pretty cool.
I love it. It's like, what cool. A world. It's like, hey, let's play close to the pin. Like 1 million views later.
Yeah. Well, because how it happened was we just, post a closest to the pin every week on our TikTok, and we tag Flight Scope every time. And so I think like after a month of doing it, they're like, all right, like who keeps tagging us in this stuff? And in a closest to the pin, we said something about like, hey, if y'all want to see his partner Flight Scope, tag him in the comments or something like that. And they finally reached out to us. Yeah, they reached out to us in email, and we got on the call, and then that's how it started.
Yeah, that's when the community comes through, right? And all of a sudden there's hundreds of tags. And that's what I love about too. Like I said, when you guys are the type of like very genuine community that you guys are growing, they really want to see you succeed too. And that's where, again, it's another one of those kind of win-wins. Like they they're entertained by what you guys are doing and they want to see you succeed. And that's when those two like really start to come together. And that's got to feel good, right? On your end?
Yeah, it feels great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that people can sit down and whether it's our TikTok or our YouTube, they can kind of watch it without having to stare at the screen the whole time. So like, and I think that's kind of another big reason the mics work so well is like, there's that audio there that's really crisp. They don't have to be watching. They know what's going on still. Like they don't have to be glued to the screen. Obviously we want you glued to the screen, but like we want it to be easy to watch. So I think we do a good job of that, like TikTok and YouTube. Yeah. And we've just built a really cool, like solid group of people that just are like us for us rather than us for our golf.
Right.
So
and that's why I think why we're so adamant about being like our natural selves, and because it feels like they're just there golfing with us, like the camera's not even there. And I think that's why we've had a big fan base so quickly, is because they feel like they know us and they play golf with us at Gentle Creek every week. And I think that's one of the biggest aspects of why we've grown so fast. But I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Maybe we just got lucky.
What I would say is from the outside, I don't think there's much luck involved in it. Like I said, you have it's a genuine product, the content. It's a very polished product, but it's like just not polished enough to be that very relatable, and even whether it be the quick cuts, the stuff that you guys do in the carts, it's all well done. So I would say just keep going what you're going at, and we'll just watch from the sidelines as you guys really start to take off. So I hope a lot of that stuff we were talking about, some of those collabs and stuff get to happen. And of course, the big one we got to talk about is us getting a chance to collaborate with you guys. Been dying to do it. Like you teased earlier, we've been trying to make it happen for our trip in Whistling Straits. It's last minute. I know, but
we love last minute.
You gotta love a little last minute. I mean, who doesn't love it when somebody texts you, be like, "Hey, I got a tee time. Let's go."
Yeah,
That's all of us golfers. Roll. Some part of us like that. But no matter what, we're still working on making that happen. But one way or another, would love to get out there, get on the course with you guys and play a little bit. Definitely can't play versus you unless there's a ton of strokes.
No, we'd have to switch.
But maybe we can split up and do some team stuff for sure.
We'll split. Yeah. Who wants to be on my team? Let's just throw that out there right now.
Dude, I'd take either one of you guys.
One.
You guys are
like I said, I don't want this guy.
I'm just going to let you know.
He doesn't want me.
Okay, well, I'm just going to let you know we're going to whoop Madjack. Whoever's with me, we're whooping.
I like that confidence.
The confidence. Yeah, the confidence is a good pull. I feel like we're doing like a live draw here or something, right? Like a team draw. Well, no matter what it is, like I said, we look forward to getting out there, with you guys in person. As you said, it just, the audience can pick up on it. You guys are having fun when you're out there. People want to be a part of it and lump us right in there. We'd love to get out there and play with you guys. So, stay tuned because something will happen in the future. But what I would say to our viewers, our listeners, if you don't already know these guys, if you're not already following them and watching what they do, hop on there now because it's just, you guys are doing some great stuff. And I can only see more and more in the future where you guys are headed. I'm excited for you.
We really appreciate everything you've said, and we'd love to get out there and play some golf. We'd even love to come in the studio and do a in-person podcast in the future too.
Definitely.
But yeah, I mean, we really appreciate everything that you've said, and it really does mean a lot.
Well, does any of your plans bring you maybe out here to New Jersey, New York, the East Coast at all? You guys have any plans to make it out this way?
We do have an opportunity sometime in the future to go play at Liberty National.
Cool. Don't pass that one up.
We definitely want to do that, and we could easily make a little stop.
Yeah, for sure. That's not too far from us.
As I say, make us be your first call. You guys head out this way, make us be your first call, and we'll get together out here.
Sure.
And there's a lot of great golf, obviously out here in New York and New Jersey, so we can play together. But hopefully we may get a chance to see you guys out in Kohler too. We'll chat about it and see if we can make that happen.
Yeah, hopefully we see y'all in a couple weeks.
There you go. But guys, listen, appreciate the time today coming on the show. Like I said, I'm sure it won't be the last time we chat, but we wanted to get a chance to introduce you guys to our audience and just get to meet you guys, and it's been great doing so, and really looking forward to more in the future. So thanks again, guys.
Thanks for having us on.
Thank you for having. It was a blast.
Yeah. Anytime you're in Dallas, hit us
That's
up.
another thing we got to do. That's on our
Okay.
list too. Get down to Dallas. So
Definitely.
Maybe
All
not
right,
right
of
now.
course.
It's 109, but
No, thanks.
Yeah.
well, look,
yeah.
we wouldn't be escaping much because it's going to be 94 here tomorrow. So we wouldn't
Okay.
be escaping much. But anyway, guys, great having you, and we'll catch up with you real soon.
All right.
thank you.
We'll see ya.